These prophecies for the year 2023 was first shared on December 2nd, 2022 on my personal Facebook page. In a dream that I got in September 2022, I saw the United States of America on a map, and it was covered in a thick black cloud that looked like a haze or a smoke, hanging very low on the United States map. I was moving in a car from the south part of the country to the north part of the country, and I could not breathe because the air outside was toxic and polluted. So I had to roll up the windows of the car. Let us pray and carefully discern the meaning of this dream. If the black cloud of haze is symbolic of God's judgment over our nation, or is it symbolic of something destructive that is yet to happen, or it is symbolic of wickedness or dark times that has come upon our nation.
This here on a Wednesday night, and we know millions of you are watching tonight indoors and trying to escape this toxic air outside. In fact, 115 million Americans across 16 states tonight under hazardous air warnings and alerts. All of this from the Canadian wildfires. This system locked in place, bringing toxic smoke down into the U.S. like a conveyor belt. Tonight here in New York City, the mayor now urging everyone in the city to stay inside if you can. The images are just stunning, the before and after. This is the before, the EarthCam webcam at the top of the Empire State Building, looking toward Brooklyn just 3 days ago. And this is the view tonight. The city's air quality today, the index that measures this, the worst in the world now. Limited visibility affecting flights into New York. This plane landing at LaGuardia today. Ground stops for a time at all airports in the New York area, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. too. New York's famous landmarks nearly invisible through the haze. Look at this tonight. You can barely see the Statue of Liberty there. The Chrysler Building with the orange sky behind it. Outside Grand Central Station, a man wearing a mask to protect against the toxic air. In fact, so many now wearing masks again. Yankee Stadium is empty tonight. Major League Baseball has postponed games in New York and Philadelphia. And look at the map tonight. Over the next 24 hours, the smoke will continue to drift slowly down through the Northeast, the I-95 corridor, for days. The deepest reds there, the most concerning. The red area is considered unhealthy. The darkest purple and maroon there on the map labeled hazardous. That's of the highest concern tonight. This evening, the White House pressed on this situation, calling this another alarming example of the climate crisis. Rob Marciano timing this out. When does the system locked in place finally shift? And ABC's Trevor Ault leading us off here from New York.
Tonight, New York City's skyline looking a lot like Mars as that massive, ominous plume of wildfire smoke pours over the border. Millions of Americans are feeling its effects. From New York City to Philadelphia and D.C. and as far south as North Carolina and Georgia. Officials now warning families to stay indoors even if they're healthy.
Everybody, I don't care if you're 15, 55, or 85, everybody should be avoiding outdoor activities.
The images are stunning. The sun shrouded as it rose above Manhattan this morning. At Tuesday's Yankees game, stadium lights illuminating the thick haze. Late today, officials postponing tonight's games in New York and Philadelphia. This time-lapse from EarthCam showing conditions growing even worse through the day, lower Manhattan blanketed in orange. New York City now registering the worst air quality of any major city in the world. The air quality index, which is scaled from 1 to 500, with above 150 deemed unhealthy. This afternoon, New York City topped 400. By comparison, today Delhi, India was around 160, Shanghai, China was around 125. The hazardous air here extending upstate to cities like Syracuse. So many once again donning the same masks they've worn through the pandemic.
This could kill us. This could literally kill us.
These are very, very fine bits of matter that can get inhaled very deep into your lung tissue.
New York's governor calling this an emergency crisis. New York City's mayor urging the entire city to stay indoors.
This is not the day to train for a marathon or to do an outside event with your children.
The effects of breathing in the smoke's toxic particulates continuously are comparable to smoking up to a half a pack of cigarettes or more. And emergency rooms, worried about the cumulative impact from days of dangerous air, are now preparing for potential patients.
The more exposure folks have, the more likely it is that they'll be sick.
The low visibility even delaying flights in and out of New York City area airports. At one point, the average flight to LaGuardia delayed nearly 2 hours. More than 6 million acres have already burned in what's shaping up to be Canada's worst fire season on record. The White House today pressed on the situation.
It is yet another alarming example of the ways in which the climate crisis is disturbing our lives and our communities.
And with hundreds of fires still burning out of control, that smoke will just keep coming.
And David, we just heard from New York City's mayor just moments ago. He reiterated the importance of trying to stay indoors and said if you have to go out, it's a good idea to have a mask. And we mentioned that air quality index, the 1 to 500 scale. Well, the mayor revealed this afternoon New York City topped out at 484. David?
Well, that's just incredible. Trevor and the team, come on back inside.